Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Emerald Coast, USA. Alright, so today we're going to do a little bit of baling. I have a older style John Deere baler, a 690 John Deere big square baler. And if I compare this one to the Kuhn baler, this one looks, well, let me just get the Kuhn baler right here and I can show you side by side. Just the differences alone. I could go for the Krone. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. So many choices. Let's stick with the John Deere for the time being. If I don't like it for whatever reason, then I can always switch it out later on, but for now we'll just stick with it. Yeah, a little bit of a low resolution baler, but that's fine. Not as nice as the big square from the Krone or the Kuhn pack, for example. Mind you, those are paid DLCs versus free DLCs, or free mods, so that goes a long way as well. So right now we got a couple of tractors in the field right now. We got one that's already tedding and one that is currently merging, I believe. So we're going to fall in behind the tractor that's doing all the merging and bale up some of that hay there. Because basically what we did, remember if you remember, we talked about last time, which was do a little bit of silage, which we've done, a little bit of it. I'm not a huge fan of that trailer with that forage harvester. I don't know what the deal is there, but they don't seem to play nice together. Because what happens is right at the start and then right at the end, it seems to have a bit of a problem with getting the chaff right into the trailer for whatever reason. So anyways, still in early summer, so we haven't quite gotten into mid to late summer yet, which is fine. As you can see, we never got all the grass, but oops. Apparently it didn't turn just quite enough. As you can see, we didn't get quite all the grass, but we'll get a good chunk of it. We have the does this need to be unfolded? Oh, it does. We have the tedder working away, so it'll make its way all the way around the field at some point, so there we go. Let's go ahead and lower that on, turn that on. Let's see here. Looks pretty normal there. Just looks low resolution is what my biggest gripe with it is. And you can see down the top here, things are moving around. That's cool. Anyway, let's do a little bit of baling here. So, make a little bit of hay bales. I think the thought was to do some hay bales and maybe wrap a few. We could wrap a few. We do have a wrapper that will do squares, so. Oh, really? Apparently our merger is having a difficulty making a turn. There's our... Why do you even have trouble doing that turn? That makes no sense. Turn on field, that is why. That would definitely cause you problems. So our merger's basically done one pass so far, because apparently I couldn't make it the turn. There we go. Jeez. Sometimes the AI, you gotta question it a little bit. There we go. Let's see what our first bale looks like. I wonder if they're gonna change the texture of the bales in the next in FS19. That'll be curious to see whether they do that or not. Maybe they will. Who knows? Alright. Apparently this one can't make that turn either. Not without going super wide, apparently. There we go. You gotta be curious whether they change the texture of the bales and making them a bit better, a bit nicer looking, but it's really hard to say at this stage in the game. Haven't seen too many screenshots yet. I've been following them on Twitter to see what's going down. That seems to be where the place where they're posting all the new information before, well, that or on the blog right now, so either or really. So, gotta keep an eye out for that. If you're not on Twitter, You can still, I think you can still check their Twitter account even though you don't have Twitter. And the dev blogs, of course, are just standard website, so pretty easy to check out. There we go, make a much wider turn this time. Hopefully that'll make a big difference. There we go. It's funny, for a long time John Deere was out of the big square baler business, and then I guess it was last year they brought back the big square baler. What's it called now? It's an L something. I can't remember the name. I think it's now 145, maybe something like that. We had one at the store a while back, but I guess it got one of the other stores wanted it, so they took it off our hands, sort of thing. Because no one was interested in buying a large square baler, basically. And we have tons of round balers right now, too. Some of them new, a lot of trade-ins do. We had one guy who's come in and actually he purchased 2 balers and 2 tractors, I believe. Because I guess he does a lot more custom work, so. Alright. Make this turn nice and wide. Yeah, that makes a big difference there. Perfect. The best thing about squares is, of course, you don't have to stop and unload every single time. I don't mind round bales. I just prefer squares because you can just keep going, basically. You don't need to stop. Which is nice. Definitely nice. I think we have a space to store these as well in the animal farm somewhere for our, what do we have, like 5 pigs? I'm not even sure how many animals we have. We don't have very many. What's our actual number of animals? 7 cows. So they need some hay, or silage or hay pellets, and power food, which we haven't made for them yet, and some water apparently. And our sheep, I'm surprised they're not happier. They should be grazing on the grass. Guess they need something else. What else did they need? Water? Oh, maybe that's water, that's why. Well, that would do it. It'd be interesting if they could do something similar with, so they have the grazing mod. It'd be interesting to do something similar with, like if there was a pond in the paddock and they could just go drink water without having to constantly fill them up. I'd be curious if you could see something like that happen too. I mean, if you have the grazing mod, why wouldn't you be able to have the same thing set up for water? But I guess water is going to be it's a little bit harder to set up, I suppose. Or I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. Well, that would be neat if it could set it up that way, so you wouldn't have to feed your animals water. They would just go to the pond and drink for themselves. But I shouldn't say feed them water, say give them water. But I don't know. It could be an interesting thing to see in the future. Like if they have that same sort of idea for the grass, like it seems possible to be able to do it with other things as well. But what do I know? Maybe an FS19. Who knows? Alright, there we go. Now the one thing you do need to be careful about is if you go over like a little grass patch, then the bale you're making becomes a grass bale, not a hay bale. So I don't know if you saw that little switch there between grass and hay when I went over those windrows there, but that's what happened. Or I should say that's what happens. Now the cool thing about this too is I can always have this baler follow the other guy. So if I wanted to leave him to do his work and then go collect the bales, I would just pick up this course right here and set him on the nearest waypoint, and then now I can basically just walk away from it and let it do its thing, basically. And I think I will do that for a little bit, collect some of these bales up. That means we need a bale trailer. Could go that route. Other options do I have here? I should have attached something like one of these onto the back of that thing. I don't think it fits on the one I'm using, mind you, but that would be nice. Nope, that's a different bale stacker. Can't use that one. That's for the chrome baler. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 16 bales. Haven't used this in ages, so might as well use it. And let's go ahead and have that delivered to our farm. Thank you. And do we have any tractors over here that would be able to pull that? Yes, but perhaps slightly overkill. Yep, just a little overkill. Actually, this tractor, this is how I end up moving around tractors sometimes, when I just don't want to spend the extra time going all the way back to the farm. Cheeky, yes, but hey, if you don't want to spend like 5 minutes getting back to the farm for driving and all that jazz, it's a nice, compromise, I guess. But there's only so much time in a video, so to speak. I could record super long videos, but I don't have that much time in the morning, so that is the other issue I'd run into, at least. Alright. There we go. Take a left turn here, then head back on the road. There we go. Is this thing too heavy for the back end of this thing? I feel like it is. Feels like it's lifting up the front end a little bit for some reason. I don't think it actually, well, yeah, it shouldn't. I mean, there's no bales on it anyways right now, so it really shouldn't lift up the front end at all. Let's start to get so dirty. Look at this. Is that ridiculous? It doesn't take much apparently, and then it gets us super dirty. Alright, almost at the field here. I don't think there's a horsepower requirement for this particular bale stacker, is there? No, there isn't, so should be okay. And this is a 150 horsepower tractor, so I think that'd be fine. Maybe. In reality, it'd be a weight issue, as it always is when you're pulling a big implement like this. There we go. I don't know why that guy's driving over bales, but he is. He's trying to make a turn, I think. I'll never understand horseplay sometimes. There we go. What is it doing? There we go. This is not helping the process. What are you doing here? Turn on field. Okay, that's why I guess, but still. Let's see if you can make that turn now. There it goes. Let's get that bale. Alright, let's get a couple more of these. Now the one thing that you can see there here is that these bales aren't being dropped in a nice way. You can see they're all kind of in a slightly angled apparently. And I guess that doesn't make a huge difference when you're picking up bales, because even though that they're kind of like off center right there, you can just drive, you know, into them like this and still pick them up. The computer doesn't seem to make the difference between those styles of bales, in terms of orientation at least. There we go. Let's get some more of these bales here. Just get one full load, I think. And of course, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You could also have it set up so with the crone, you know, it's set up so it picks up the bales and just drops them in a section, a grouping of 4. It's also a possibility. Or you can have it set up so it uses one of those 4 stackers from Black Sheep Modding. That's another possibility as well. So you got a couple options based. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's grab this guy right here. That's right. This is the way my in-laws used to pick up small squares at one point. But then the idea is it's supposed to make a perfect stack when you drop it, but it never does. Or it never did, I should say. So basically it was kind of good for picking the bales off the field, and then that was it basically. Alright, 16 bales almost. This is good. $13, $14, $15, $16. Right up there. There you go. Perfect. Nice. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. I need to head off to work now. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you like the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Emerald Coast USA action. I'll catch you guys later.